Have you ever closed your eyes for a quick afternoon nap and woken up feeling worse than before? A little groggy, a bit off, as if the world kept turning, but your body didn't catch up. What if I told you that this simple habit, a nap that feels so harmless, might quietly be stealing your best sleep, your sharpness, and even your long-term health? It doesn't scream, it doesn't hurt, but it slowly chips away at the rhythm your body once trusted, especially after 70. Today, I want to share with you 7 gentle truths backed by both science and stories that might change the way you think about rest, sleep, and how your body heals in this beautiful, slower chapter of life. So, if you're watching this with sleepy eyes or just finished your usual nap, stay with me a little longer. What you're about to hear might just give you back the kind of rest you've been missing. Reason 1, it disrupts your nighttime sleep. Let me tell you about Leonard. He's 78 and used to swear by his afternoon naps, just 30 minutes after lunch. He'd say, but somewhere along the way, Leonard started waking up at 2 a.m., wide awake, heart racing, mind spinning. What he didn't realize at first is something many of us don't naps, especially later in the day. Confuse your body's natural sleep rhythm. When we were younger, our sleep was deep and forgiving, but after 70, it's fragile like glass instead of rubber. Your body needs nighttime sleep to clean up your brain, regulate your mood, even flush toxins. That's why Leonard's doctor suggested one small change: no naps for 1 week. The result, he slept longer, deeper, and more peacefully than he had in years. Sometimes, getting through the day without a nap gives your night the healing it's been asking for. Reason 2, it lowers your sleep drive. Think of your body like a balloon that fills with pressure throughout the day. Pressure that builds up and helps you fall asleep at night. That pressure is called sleep drive. But the moment you nap, even for 20 minutes, it's like poking a small hole in that balloon. Barbara, an 81-year-old widow I once spoke with, told me she couldn't figure out why she wasn't tired at bedtime. She was active, healthy, but restless each night. Turns out, her 3 p.m. nap was robbing her of that natural buildup of sleepiness. So she replaced it with a short walk, even just around the garden. Within days, her body started feeling tired at the right time, and her nights became restful again. You don't have to force exhaustion, just protect the process. Your body already knows. Reason 3, it confuses your internal clock. Your body runs on a beautiful, invisible rhythm called the circadian rhythm, a clock built by light, movement, and habit. And like all clocks, it can break down if you keep changing the time. When you nap during the day, especially in the afternoon, your internal clock gets mixed signals. It's like the sun says, stay awake, but your body says, we're done for today. Paul, a retired teacher, used to nap religiously after lunch, but eventually He realized he couldn't fall asleep at night, and his mornings became groggy. He felt like he was jet-lagged even though he hadn't left town in years. When he started walking outside in the mornings and staying awake after meals, his clock reset. He called it coming back to myself. Sometimes it's not that your body's broken, it's just out of sync, and that's something you can gently fix. Reason 4, it traps you in a cycle of insomnia. Here's the irony: we nap because we feel tired, but often it's the nap that's making us tired in the first place. Nancy, 74, loved her afternoon tea and nap, but soon those naps stretched to an hour, and her nights grew restless. She started depending on sleep aids and still felt tired the next day. Her body wasn't resting. It was caught in a loop. When she finally gave up her naps and started engaging in light activity after lunch, instead her nights began to restore her again. She told me, "I didn't need more sleep. I needed better sleep." Insomnia isn't just about being awake at night. It's about how you spend your day. Reason 5, it slows down digestion and metabolism. Thomas, 78, used to nap after lunch and often woke up feeling bloated and sluggish. His doctor told him his body wasn't breaking down food properly, not because of age alone, but because his naps were slowing everything down. Digestion depends on movement, timing, and rhythm. When you nap after meals, you disrupt your body's ability to metabolize nutrients and regulate sugar. That can quietly lead to weight gain, blood pressure issues, and even heart strain. Thomas started walking for 10 minutes after lunch instead of lying down. His digestion improved. His mind felt clearer, and he no longer needed antacids. A simple shift in routine brought balance back to his body. Reason 6, it dulls your emotions. Evelyn, 82, began napping every afternoon after her husband passed away. At first, it felt comforting, but slowly, she stopped returning phone calls, skipped her book club, and said her world just felt flat. What she didn't realize was that her body by napping wasn't just resting, it was avoiding sleep. For her, had become a way to cope with grief and loneliness, but also dulled her joy. Our emotions, especially in later years, are delicate and deserve full presence. When we nap too often, we flatten the peaks and valleys that give life its color. After she replaced her nap with a call to a friend and a short art project by the window, Evelyn said, "I feel awake again, not just in my body, but in my spirit." Daylight isn't just for doing, it's for feeling. Reason 7, it weakens your nighttime sleep drive. The final and maybe most surprising reason. Napping weakens the exact mechanism that helps you sleep well at night. Your brain needs a buildup of tiredness to release the chemicals that make you sleep deeply. When you nap, especially regularly, your brain loses that signal, and over time, even your deepest sleep, the kind that restores memory and health, becomes shallow. But here's the beautiful truth. You can reset this by gently staying awake through the day, even if you're just sitting outside, reading, or having a meaningful conversation. You rebuild your brain's sleep drive. The result, not just better sleep, but better everything: clearer thoughts, steadier emotions, and more peaceful mornings. So maybe today's video wasn't what you expected. Maybe you've always believed naps were just part of growing older. A little reward in the afternoon, a quiet escape, and sometimes, yes, they are. But if your nights have grown restless, your mind feels cloudy, or your spirit a little flat, maybe those naps aren't helping the way they used to. The truth is, at this stage of life, rest is sacred, and how you rest matters even more than how long. It's not about pushing yourself. It's about protecting the rhythm your body still depends on. Every day you stay gently awake, curious, connected. You give your nights the peace they need to heal you. And that's not just sleep. That's longevity. That's clarity. That's emotional freedom. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 7 reasons surprised you the most? Have you experienced restless nights that might be connected to your naps? Or maybe you've already made a change and felt the difference. Leave a comment below and share your thoughts or story. Your words might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. And if you found this video helpful, please like the video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Share it with someone who might be quietly struggling with sleep and not know why. Your support means the world to us. It helps us continue creating thoughtful content for people in this beautiful season of life like you. Thank you for being here, and until next time, may your days be clear and your nights deeply restful.